Hello everyone, version 90 here. So today we are doing something different. We are doing Warhammer AOS Spearhead Collection. We have just started up and we got the first issues, first package. If I remember right, so far only two packages has been released. The third package will be next month. So I'm not really that far behind, which is awesome. So we'll have a little look at this and go from there. Now, just a warning, I might not be able to fit all of this onto the screen. So you do get these. Him, and you'll see the next guy in a minute, I'll point him out. They don't appear on the actual preview of what you're going to get. These two. This guy here and another one. But these are the free gifts you get. We've already got that in the first package. That's the third. So first, third, sixth. That's the seventh. That's the sixth. I think that's the fourth or fifth. I don't know. It gets confusing at times. Anyway, so that guy there that's holding the scully candle, and then him there. Those there don't appear on it. Now I am going to fold this in half. I shouldn't do, but I'm going to. So these are what you get. You get the buildings, you get a bunch of these, and then over here you see these guys here, which are the ones I'm talking about. As you can see, you got the two from the first issue, from the third issue, and then the 10th and another issue. Anyway, so that's what you get. But you do get those two I pointed out a minute ago. Now you do get a poster, which I can show you what the poster looks like in a bit with issue 2. And I'll show you what I mean by issue 2. You've also got the option to go premium. For an extra £2.50 you get 4 figure miniatures. One of which is this guy. Now this is for my own personal collection. I got this about, what, a year or two ago? And I love painting it. The only thing is, the box, normally on the box, I'm not sure if they've changed it. I'm not sure if it's all of them now, because this was the last one I've got a while back. But they used to have it where it had a rundown of what paints you would need. This guy didn't. So I went by eye, was like, okay, so his skin's supposed to be this. You know, he's got to have this weird greeny, bluey tinge, so I did that to it. Now, unfortunately, you can't really see here, but you can see here you've got like that bluey, tingy there. You know, so this is my interpretation of it, because it didn't have the proper colours you needed on there. It just had a picture of this guy like this. So I did my best. So yeah, he's one of the premium ones you'll get. If the book does actually have all the actual paints you need for it and whatnot, I will be doing it to the way the book says to do it, or the magazine to do it. With this collection, you should receive all the paints you need for all 12 armies. So we'll start with issue 1. I will show the figurines after the issues, after issue 1 and 2, because it's easier for me, because I don't have a lot of space at the moment. Ignore my chocolate, I got hungry, okay? So yeah, with the first issue, you get these 4. Griffin Crow creature. I don't know if it's more Griffin or more Crow. It's got the Crow looks with the Griffin looks at the same time. Get this guy, which looks awesome. 2 rat guys. I've never been a fan of the rats, especially in the fantasy version, because I used to have the orcs in the fantasy version. I never really did like the rats, but these guys do actually look pretty cool. I have noticed, except for this guy, that a lot of them are mechanical. So I guess they're called mechanical rats then. The Skavan or something like that. I'm really bad at their name. Correct me in the actual what you call it, comments below, because yeah, I'm really bad at their name. So the Age of Sigma, a rundown of the contents, which is pretty sweet if I can get the light out of it. See, if I don't have this light on, you can't see anything. But if I have the light on, the pages are so glossy, I need to get them in the right angle in order for you to see the words. You can imagine the pain that is. So you got this lot. All the words are probably going to be like this. This just says the Age of Sigma. I'll be basically saying what each of them say in the writing up the top there. Of course, you've got the bottom. I think it's the white background. It's just shining off in the light. I am using the extra light above me, not anything else. The war-torn realms. Of course, you've got like badges on there. There you go. You can actually see it now. I wonder. Ha ha! we got the contents. Okay, I need to keep it at this angle. Just if we can. Because these are everything you get in the storm. For the storm guys. Stormcast, that's all of them you get. Of course, as I stated, those two miniatures, I keep saying figurines, sorry about that. Those two miniatures aren't included in this for some reason, and I don't know why. I know one's a freebie and one is in issue 5, so that technically should, like, the level 5 should technically show up on there. But oh well. Then you got the Skavan. I think that's how you pronounce it. Skavan? Skavan? Skaven? Scarven? Yeah. This spearhead is called the Northfist Claw Pack. Yeah. Scary sounding. But yeah, these are everything you get in this. I think they are battle patrol packs, basically. I wouldn't be surprised if they are. Which is pretty good because this here is only 2 issues. There's one or two. I think it's 2 for that. And then 1 there. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 issues. And that being the case, that comes under 90 quid. If I remember right, a battle pack this day is about 90 odd quid. So it seems like a good book for your money. You know, it's like I was having a look at, I think it was these guys, and they're about 40 quid just for those. But you get them for about $9.99 or about 12 quid if you go premium. So that's pretty sweet. You know, you do save a lot of money on this. I can't wait to get the entire thing. I love this. Even just the first 2 issues, I've loved them. Of course, you got how to build. It shows you each and every bit. You know, these are just snap fits. That's the word, snap fit. So I've built them up. I don't paint them as they are like this, like the traditional Warhammer way. I normally paint them in bits. So, because with me, where you got, for example, say he's got a skirt you have to go onto, I can't get to the back of the skirt properly through the legs. So I normally just separate it, go through there, put it back together. But that's just me. That's how I paint. You know. For example, there's the best example is this guy. So him, I wouldn't be able to paint him properly if he's already built together. I would have to take him apart to paint him because these gaps here would go wide, this would go this, you know what I mean? So for me, it's easier taking it apart, building it, doing it that way. Painting it, then building it. But because these are snap fits, I can easily do that all in one. I can take them apart, paint them, put it together. An Age of Battle. Ooh. So yeah, as I said, these are the extra 4 you get this issue. I'm going to stop chattering it on and just like, you know, go through this. I'm not going to go through this all the way. You guys can read through the booklet once you get it. Of course, you get a smaller version here. As I stated, you don't see those 2 guys on there, nor do you see the 3, what I call the bosses, because they are basically like bosses. I'm surprised there's not 12 of them and there's only 4 of them. Although having 12 of them would rack up quite a bit. But it would be so cool if you got 1 for each of them. We only got 4 of them. I'm trying to figure out the giant. Is it part of those goblin troll-like creatures? I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I'm trying to figure out which army they belong to. I do think it would be these guys here in the back. Which are, if I go to this here, go to this, I believe, where are you? Gloomspite, Spite Gits, I believe they're called. They've got like 3 trolls in the background, one in the centre, there, holding a rock. Now, if anything, I think the giants would be part of that group, I think. So we'll see. Of course, on the back, you see what will be coming in your next issue, which is 3 rat guys. As you can see there, he does have like a weird gem in his arm, and a lot of them are mechanical, like a mechanical arm there, well, cannon, mechanical arm there, well, claw. You get the point. So we'll get on to the second issue, and we'll go from there. Now, these guys often build, you do get 3 different heads included with these 3 heads that's attached. So you get 6 total plus 2 arms here. This is the poster. This back section is the poster, which is pretty cool. Anyway, moving on. Let's stop chatting. The Skaven. I'm just going to call them Skavens, okay? I have no idea what their actual, But yeah, it does look like it's going to be pretty sweet. I would love to make something like this. I just don't have the space. In a couple of years, I might do. My uncle is planning on moving out at some point. This page is stuck to each other. So I will be getting the master room. So when I do, I'll most probably make this room next door, leave my bedroom in a small room as it is there, because I don't really put anything in my bedroom except for a bed and a cupboard. Anyway, so I could build something like this. I did build something. I don't know where it's gone. I built this little thing for the Ultramarines I had. I got three different tanks. Baneblade and two other tanks. I had a whole load of spare parts. I slapped them together and made something. I just don't know where it went. Of course, then here again it shows you what you get in the collection for these guys. And of course, we've got these two here and these three here. Now, it's pretty sweet because I think this one will be 2 issues. These guys are in 1, so that's 3 issues, 4 issues, 5, 6 issues because they're split between 2. So that's 6 issues. Comes up to say 60 quid. That there alone is about 40 odd quid for those 20. Then that there, I hate to think how much that one's going to be. I had a look and I've calculated it all, and it does come up really cheap compared to how much you would normally do. Even so, say this was a battle pack. They're normally 90 quid, as I said, so that's pretty cheap. About 60 quid. You're getting 30 quid off there. You do them individually, on the other hand, that's a lot more expensive. Of course, you've got how to build these guys up. As I said, this guy here has 2 options for arms. It doesn't actually show you the option in here for the arm, but I noticed you have a spare part for the arm. Of course, you've got 6 heads to choose from, 3 out of 6 heads. Of course, you go here like you do the basing, you do the shades, you do the highlights. It doesn't tell you exactly how to paint in this one because there is no paints. It does tell you the first 4 paints you're going to be getting in the series. In issue 4, I think it is, you get the first 2, which is Retributor Armor and Adadon, however you pronounce it, Black. Issue 6, I believe it is, you get Rhinox Hide and Cantor Blue. That's just me guessing. But that's when I'll be starting to paint it. I am going to spray paint them quickly prior to next month. The next issues will be dispatched around the 8th. I can't wait. Not long now. But I'm going to spray them black. Leave them like that on my unit because I got a little unit for all my model kit. All these guys on it. Might take a picture a little bit later for you guys. Might be nice. And then as this goes with the paint, I then paint them up. I'm thinking of doing it that way because the last time I had them, when I had the Warhammer 40k version, I just painted it. I didn't go by this booklet, and I'm wanting to go by these booklets to see if there's any techniques I am missing. So yeah, you got all the battles that you can do, all the different things, telling you how to do turns. And of course, you got this thing on the back again. And of course, the next issue will be these guys. And issue 3. So, I will be putting these to the side. And I will be bringing up the guys themselves. So in issue 1, we get this guy. And as I said, they are literally just... I can get this bit off, push fit. So I can easily take that apart, paint all this up, and then just stick it and slap it back together. Just like so. No, only issue I have is this bit here is loose. Because it plugs into here, but nothing here keeps this down. So when it comes to it, once I've fully painted them, put it back together, I am going to glue it like so. So you got that guy. I will bring him close to the actual camera for a bit. Normally I would have that map showing, but I just left my actual mouse mat here. It's easier. Oh, no, wrong one. And then you get the griffin crow creature, which is like the colour of a crow and the body of a griffin without the wings. You got another rat, sniper shoot guy. See what I mean by the mechanical bits? He's got mechanical on his back, which is actually embedded in his body. Right, that's it. Can't be sure. It might be a backpack. And then last but not least, for issue 1, you got him. This is pretty cool. And then you got 3 of these guys for the second issue. So this arm can be swapped out. I'll show you in a minute. I'm not going to swap it out. I'm just going to show you what it can be swapped out in a bit. You've got this guy with a blaster on his arm. A lot of mechanical parts around him. You even got chains. So I guess when they're not in battle, they're chained up, I guess. Probably go berserk all the time, you know what I mean? And then you got this guy. You do get, as I said, 6 heads you can choose from. I've chosen those 3. And I have there's one more in here, there it is. And then there's these 6 parts for the other 3 heads. Stick this back in here. That's the other arm you can choose from, which will replace that arm there. So you can have him with another claw on if you want. So you can make him so he's got that claw and that claw. God, he's seen a lot of battles, he lost his arm. You do get 6 dice. I thought it was 5, but it turns out it's actually 6. My mistake. You get 6 dice. You also get snippers, and you get one of those, which is pretty sweet. Ignore the chocolate there on the side. Put it back in here. I do get issue 6. Don't know why I just felt like picking it up whilst I was in the store, which I got 2 paints from. I was actually short on these paints. It's either go down to the centre or just go like not far from here. And there's an Asda that has these in it, has the magazines in, so I thought I'd just grab the magazine. I'm not sure how much the paints are now from Warhammer. I keep saying Games Workshop half the time, but they've changed their name to Warhammer now, so Warhammer it is. Anyway, I will see you guys when the next package arrives. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and goodbye for now.